So Bitcoin did it. It hit all-time highs, went into price discovery, and now it's cooled off a little bit, and it's kind of, going sideways, waiting for the next launch to head past that all-time high yet again. Ethereum, XRP, Solana also did a good pump, also cooled off a little bit. XRP reclaimed the $3 mark, and at the point of making this video, it's sitting bang on $3, so I'm happy with that. We're expecting pumps next week, obviously, as October continues. It's a good sign that Bitcoin is leading the march, which means that the bull run isn't over, unlike what you might hear other people say. Thank goodness for a little bit of sunshine today after Hurricane Amy battered the heck out of the UK. Yes, I am up north, so I experienced a little bit of it, but that is what that is. Now, I wanted to talk about something actually quite interesting. Before I talk about it, I'll let you hear from the horse's mouth, an XRPL executive. So it's a 30-second video. I'll play that here right now.
XRPL already has payments capabilities, which is obviously essential for cross-border payments. But as you look to really replicate traditional finance or bring a lot more of these use cases onto the blockchain, the need for credit origination is clear. The way we're doing this on XRPL is a little bit different. So multi-purpose tokens is a new standard for issuing tokens, fungible tokens on the XRP ledger. So MPTs will be backward compatible with all of the existing compliance features on the XRP ledger, including freeze, hopefully deep freeze soon once that's available, clawback function as well. So all of the token level compliance features will work with MPTs. And we're introducing a new feature called permission domains. And permission domains basically allows you to create a ring fence around a protocol on the XRPL to add in various compliance features. We're introducing a new lending protocol to the XRP ledger. It will allow for credit origination on chain. Having the ability to originate credit on the blockchain is huge. So it's not an over-collateralized money market protocol, which is the standard of what you'll see on other chains.
So in that video, she highlighted three things that basically paint a very clear future of what XRP, the ledger, and the token, and Ripple basically as a company is heading towards. And one of them already is active now, and some of that is the present, but the other two are sort of in the future and kind of demonstrate where we're going. And I'm going to talk about it in sort of an overview manner and explain how it affects me personally as an XRP holder and why you should be excited about this, even though it is all geared towards institutions. Now, the first one is multi-purpose tokens. Now that's already gone live, and multi-purpose tokens allow institutions to build their own tokens on top of the XRP ledger with dials that include compliance dials, KYC and AML dials, and of course ability to claw back tokens, etc., etc. Now, when this first happened, people thought the XRP ledger was allowing clawbacks on actual XRP. That's not what it's doing. It's allowing new tokens that are going to be published on top of the XRP ledger using the multi-purpose tokens a protocol to create tokens that can do that. So it allows organizations that want that feature in their tokens to be able to have that feature on the XRP ledger. Same thing with companies that want to do KYC or compliance things. And what this does is it encourages institutions to use the ledger, because these are the things that institutions are after. A lot of institutions aren't happy with the way crypto is and the finality of the transactions. Like if you were to send, say, Bitcoin or XRP to a certain address, it's gone to that address. The only way to get it back is for them to send it back to you. And if you don't know who they are, or it's some kind of null address or an address with a lost key, then that fund is lost forever. Now, that sort of thing really deters institutions, and the institution is able to create their own tokens using the XRP ledger technology with, these clawback dials and, account blocking and, blocking transactions, etc. The things that institutions love to do. Then so be it. That doesn't mean that all the tokens that are created using the multi-purpose tokens have to adhere to that, but if they were to want that, then they can have it. So that's the first thing. The second thing is the permissioned DEX. And the permissioned DEX, basically what that does is it helps them to create decentralized exchanges that have inbuilt permissions. So inbuilt permissions to do with compliance, to do with KYC, etc. Again, this would encourage institutions to build exchanges on top of the XRP ledger with their own rules to do with compliance of wherever they are in the world, whatever government jurisdictions under which they sit, to comply to the laws of the land. Again, not every DEX that's going to be built on top of the XRP ledger must have all of those things switched on. Just the technology is there and the options are there, so they can use it if they want. Okay. The third one is the one I'm most excited about, and that is the internal lending protocol. So the internal lending protocol is the built-in lending protocol into the XRP ledger. Again, this targets the credit industry, as the executive said. She said that obviously the cross-border payments aspect is already cornered by XRP and Ripple because, that's already happening. And the payments system is already built into the XRP ledger. And it is by far the fastest, most efficient, cheapest, etc. So there's no doubt that institutions will be picking that. But institutions also will be looking at a credit system, which is another completely different aspect of finance, right? So this inbuilt lending protocol allows credit industry, whether it be credit cards, mortgages, etc., to build credit systems on top of the XRP ledger. And because it's an inbuilt protocol, it allows it to be just as fast, just as nimble, and just as cost efficient as other parts of the XRP ledger. So what's going to happen is the XRP ledger is going to corner pretty much all aspects of finance, whether it be credit, debit, payments, tokenization of real world assets, what have you. It's working on the XRP ledger. So that's exciting. Now, how does that affect me? Well, as someone who has stashed up some XRP, you can also participate, or you will be able to participate in providing liquidity for set credit lending processes. Obviously, there might be some restrictions to who can actually lend money out or create a credit company. Obviously, there'll be jurisdictional regulations. Obviously, I can't start up a credit line and start lending money to people. I need licenses. I need to be qualified. I need government say so. But your liquidity can be harnessed to finance or to liquefy the process. And I can imagine in future there'll be some pools set up for these credit lending systems that you can deposit or stake your tokens into to participate in them. And as such, earn yield from this process. So there's already different types of finance, DeFi processes that you can earn yield from, obviously, with DeFi popping up all over the place with Flare and the other protocols. But this internal lending system can bring true passive income to those who stash enough XRP. Now, none of that is financial advice. Do your own research, of course, but these are exciting times. XRP is about to do a massive pump, in my opinion, when the, whole Bitcoin run cools off a bit and Bitcoin dominance reduces slightly and the whales start sending the money downwards. So that's still going to happen. And that is apart from the ETF money that's coming when the institutions start to buy in, when the ETFs get approved. Now, obviously, the shutdowns are making things a little bit trickier than usual in terms of regulations and ETF approvals, etc. But at the end of the day, the government shutdown is not going to happen forever. That's going to also pass away. And when that happens, it's all systems go. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.